Welcome to another exciting edition to Grove City Hockey Presents.
Hockey in our neck of the woods, and you, sir, were a very talked about person towards the end.
I'm a fifth-year senior, kind of. Well, it's my sixth year of college.
Welcome back to Grove City Hockey Podcast Presents Talking MIHA Cincinnati edition. We are in Cincinnati for the first time this year. We want to introduce my co-host, Colin Corbett. How you doing, buddy?
Still here.
Sorry, that was a bad intro.
No, it's good.
No. So we want to take a quick second for you guys to check out our sponsors. We have Conway and Banks, along with Epic Hockey Black Biscuit, and a few others as well.
Jack Hockey Wax, Magic Clean, Bonus Accounting. We got a whole bunch.
Accounting. Yeah, I hear the bonus accounting guy is like the top 40 under 40. Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
You talking about Sky?
Yeah.
Skyler?
Is that his name?
Skyler Hetrick?
Yeah.
God, I hope I said his name right.
Oh well, we'll find out. We're gonna get an earful from our sponsors, from our superiors.
Well, Sky, I see Sky all the time. If he watches this and he sees that, he's gonna be like, "Dude, Jake." I was trying to say Jake's last name, and I was just butchering it the one day, and he was cutting me up so bad. So I sat down with him and we talked a little bit, and he's like, for someone who's like my good pal, you really mess up my name. I'm like, yeah, that's why I don't say him. I let Ben try to do it.
Conway and Banks, huh? Check out their hockey bag. They're not joking when they say it's one of the best hockey bags on the market.
No, absolutely not. This episode is brought to you by our new partnership with Conway and Banks. And when you want to check out these bags and you're looking to buy one for yourself, because I promise you, when you look at this bag and look at this product and see how amazing the organization and everything is that comes along with it, you're going to want to buy one. You're going to want to use our promo code in all caps, Grove City Hockey. Guys, it really is a fantastic bag. Like, we got to try one. We got to put one together with the dividers, the vents, the materials, like I've already mentioned. Top of the line, they thought of everything, and there's a place for everything. And with the vents, everything gets aired out, and you kind of finally something to battle that horrible hockey smell.
Yep. And not only that, each part of your equipment has a place, so you won't lose it. You won't be leaving it back at the rink. It's great for those young kids that are just learning to, take on that responsibility of keeping all of their equipment together. And it's great for those guys that, tend to be like, where's my stuff? Like, now I can just look right in my bag and there it is.
Yep. And like we said, guys, make sure to go check out this product, go to their website, and use our promo code for 10% off in all caps, Grove City Hockey. You will not be disappointed. The holiday seasons are coming, and I'm hoping I'm getting one. I really am.
Me too. I hope I get one for Christmas as well.
But again, guys, check out Conway and Banks. You're not going to be disappointed.
I want to get one of their backpack styles as soon as they have
Just to have it. They're so
exactly. Well, because I know I'm going to get Luke playing, so I know I'm going to have to get one before too long. So,
All right, debate. No wheels.
For you, wheels. For me,
I will never use wheels in my life.
What?
Until my arm is falling off, I will not use wheels.
Well, but if I was a goalie and I like to drag my equipment, I would recommend the wheels. That's what I'm saying. If you like the backpack style like I do, then
those are neat. You see, you're completely getting rid of wheels. You're getting straps.
I'm carrying it. It doesn't matter. So
love it. All right, so Cincinnati.
Yeah, welcome back. So here we are checking out our Cincinnati teams. We've got our T2 pool. It's the first time we're seeing T2 action, right?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah. How cool is that?
Wasn't it? Wait, no. I thought first tournament there was T2.
No.
Okay, yeah. It's the first time
I would remember that.
Yep.
I would remember that.
First time seeing T2.
So in pool one action, we had the team, the team from Canada. No, I'm just kidding. They just like to use Canadian slang. They went 2-0. They took on the Indian Line, Mighty Octopus, and the Detroit Knights. Indian Line and Mighty Octopus went 1-1. The Detroit Knights went 0-2.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Ooh.
So in T2 pool 2 action, you had the Fresh Coast or TFC, um, the Cincinnati Kings, and the Detroit Revolution. Um, the Fresh Coast went 1-1.
Yeah,
No, sorry, the Fresh Coast went. Yeah, they went 2-0. The Cincinnati Kings went 1-1, along with the Detroit Revolution went 1-1. So um, we're gonna see how that T2 action turned out. It's going to be pretty interesting. I can't wait to
Yeah,
tell you.
well, that's where you're getting some of the semi-pro guys in there. I know
Yep.
some of them are pro, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Some of
Yep.
them are pro, so you got some high end competition there.
Yeah. This is where the competition is at its highest here in MIHA. And I mean, it's still a bit early, but man, come championship weekend, you're going to see some talent beyond talent. Um, and I'm excited to see how that turns out.
I just can't wait for you to talk about T3, and you know why.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about T3. So you had the uh, Indian Line coming in with the Detroit Revolution at 0-2. The Columbus Heat Nashers team went 1-1. And then you had the Mid Michigan Saints going 2-0. So that's it for your T3 teams.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay, let's talk about your Grove City Thunderbirds.
Went 2-0, baby.
Yeah, they did. They actually they rebounded very, very well.
I'm not surprised.
I knew that. I knew that they had a pretty solid team. When I saw them play in Indianapolis, I just knew that it would be, hey, it's their first weekend. A lot of them are still having that I'm playing adult rec league mentality. They kind of got a little not a rude awakening, but they got woke in their first game. So I think that kind of rattled them, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But Sean and Jake and those boys, they kind of settled everybody down and really dialed it in with the practices by the sounds of it. And
yeah, we'll get more. Yeah, we'll definitely get more in depth. I mean, because you have the additions to Zons. Those brothers are phenomenal. And then, I mean, I think it goes a lot to their captain, Bird. He's phenomenal leader.
Yeah, Bird also coaches at Robert Morris University, right?
Yep, he is a coach for RMU. I actually got the pleasure of getting to hang out with him this weekend. Great guy.
Yeah.
Natural leader. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they rebound the way they did that weekend.
Good. Yeah, so that was your T3 teams. So we'll move on to T4. Looks like we had another 5 teams playing there. You had the Detroit Revolution and Southwest Ohio Outlaws both going 2-0, along with the Columbus Heat going 1-1, followed with the Cincinnati Roller Dactyls and the Detroit Knights going 0-2. So the Roller Dactyls just laying a goose egg right now.
They're struggling.
That's 5 games in a row that they lost. So let's take a look and see how they did in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're struggling.
So going into also the T4 action, so you're going to have the Heat taking on the Southwest Ohio Outlaws, where I actually watched this game. I now that I'm seeing this for the score, the Heat were up 5-1 or 5-2, and I shut the game off because I'm like, this game's over. I think they were still they were going into the third period, and when I came back to check the scores a little bit later, I was just shocked that the Heat coughed up that W, and the Southwest Outlaws punched their ticket into the championship game, where they took on the D-Rev, who were the winner over the Detroit Knights. So that was pretty cool. So we'll talk about that game here in a minute because that game um, surprised me because I didn't think that outcome would be like it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then you move on to T3 action. You've got let's see here. You've got the Detroit Revolution taking on the Mid Michigan Saints, and you had the Mid Michigan Saints taking on the Detroit Revolution with Farinelli and his crew. Um, and the Saints would come out ahead 6-5.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a tough battle. And then as far as the team that they would take on would be your Thunderbirds taking on Nasher and his Columbus Heat. And this one was it was no contest. It was 7-2.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah. And it's fun to watch from Nasher's perspective too, or point of view.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool getting to see his videos.
Yeah.
And, when he like rips the puck off of a buddy of yours, and I know that guy, and he just got in a pool. It's wonderful.
It really was. So T2 action, because you had the B side and the A side, you're gonna have the Detroit Revolution took out the Knights again. And then you had the team losing to the Kings from Cincinnati. So you had those two guys or two teams in one bracket, I believe. You had the Fresh Coast taking on. Oh no, I think the mighty Galactopus had a bye going into their championship, so they didn't even have to play until the finals. So good for them.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
to get that rest.
Championships. This is what we got. So our first meeting of the season between the Southwest Ohio Outlaws taking on the Detroit Revolution, and this one was pretty much all Southwest Ohio Outlaws. They won. Yeah, they won 5-3 with Jacob Wieldling with 2 goals, 1 assist to help lead those Outlaws to that ship, man.
Yep. No, they're a good team. I got to really pay more attention to them last year. They needed some subs, and a couple of my buddies filled in for them.
I love how you opened up your shirt and just sort of trash can.
Oh, it's a trashers.
From Danbury. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, buddy. Represent
the old Federal Hockey League
yeah.
Shirt right there, bud.
But I got to watch a little bit of them. That's when I was put on notice about them, and they play good hockey. They really do. I think God, I can't remember his name. I think he was wearing an 88. He was wearing an 88 jersey. He went off, and they ended up winning that weekend.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was the first, because that was the first weekend that MIHA was in Grove City.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So they ended up winning all of it.
Interesting story about your Thrashers jersey or shirt there.
Yeah.
So my first playoff experience in Major League Roller Hockey, they brought the one of the teams brought in the main fighter for the Thrashers for that weekend.
Oh, what was his name?
Oh man, I forgot. But yeah.
I know who you're talking about because I watched the documentary.
I watched the documentary too, and I'm like, I know this guy. So I remember skating against him.
Oh, I remember watching that documentary and thinking, oh my God, I remember when this team made the splash they did.
Yeah. I do too, because and I know Doug Jones at the time, he was helping Bill Rowley out in Major League Roller Hockey, and or he was just coming in, or he just brought in a team or something like that, and he stuck around for a couple of years afterwards. And then he and I had some beef, but we kind of squashed that now. So good terms with Doug and I, so no worries there. but yeah, so it's pretty interesting because Doug had this vision for his team. I can't remember the name of the team that he brought in, but he had to play Farinelli's team first. Thank God. Uh, and that guy was just trying to just fight anybody and everybody he could.
Well, that's why he's a monster. That's what he's there
Yeah,
for. That's
yeah.
the idea behind him.
But I remember Farinelli telling his boys, and vividly remember hearing him say, "You don't engage, don't engage, don't engage." And his boys played some tough discipline hockey that weekend, so I was pretty impressed with that. But back to the championship. So we've got the T3 championships because we had 4 champions to crown outside of, so we have 3 more champions to crown outside of the Southwest Outlaws. This was the first meeting between these two teams, and that was the Saints from Mid Michigan taking on the Thunderbirds from Grove City.
Yep.
And let's see. So what happened in this weekend? Like with this game, do you remember? Because
So the Zons put up 5 points together, I think.
was it 5 or was it? Did they?
Well,
Actually,
I knew they had 5 of those. Like they were together. They
yeah,
put up
they.
5 points.
Yeah, I think one of them, Jesse had 3 goals and Cam
Yep.
had 2.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
but I also want to say that Cam had an assist,
I think
or
Cam had
Jesse had an assist on one of those goals for Cam.
Yeah.
So he might have actually had 6 points total.
That might be 6
between the two.
Yeah, like it was definitely the Zon show, that's for sure.
Yeah.
They heard they're in the championships and they went off.
Yeah, they did, and they won 6-3.
Mm-hmm.
So they went undefeated that weekend after struggling that first tournament. So they went 0-3, and then they came back and won essentially 4 games.
Yeah, well, for sure.
So,
And then the cool thing about that too was so Sunday is Pro City League, and it was really neat because when we got the word that they made it to the championship, like, because I was watching, I was in the score box, I was watching bits and pieces all day, and but I'll tell you what, we had a game cancel around the time that game was on.
oh yeah,
Best timing ever.
Just so you guys can watch it.
I don't even know what happened. Like, just I think one of the teams just couldn't make it. One of the teams just couldn't make it. It actually might have been Jake's team. So we had to reschedule the game because he was with you guys.
Right.
And, but it was so neat. Everybody in that rink had it on their phone. So I would hear Sean at one point be like, and he passes it to Zon.
Zon passes it to Zon.
Yeah, Zon passes on. But then, so I'm watching it here, and I have a buddy behind me. I hear the same call, and I just hear it echo. Like, there's no game going on right now.
Right.
So everybody's just kind of just chilling, watching the game, and we all, dude, when we won it, dude, the place, like, everybody was like, "Let's go!" Like, definitely is some hometown pride.
That's
for
awesome.
Us, like,
that's
for
cool.
Sure.
And that's cool that we're able to broadcast live. So if you haven't had a chance to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do so. Make sure you turn on all notifications so that you do not miss any of the action. So, like, if you have a game that canceled, you can check out your local boys and see how they do. And hopefully, they do just as well as Grove City Thunderbirds did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, all right. So, moving on to T2B championship game. So, we had the Mighty Galactopus taking on the Detroit Revolution. And this game was incredible to watch. I watched this myself.
Yeah. This was that 0-0 game, wasn't it?
It literally ended in a 0-0 game.
Yeah.
And then it went to overtime. And Aaron Grady scored 3 minutes 21 seconds into this game, or into the overtime period to win the championship for the Detroit Revolution.
Yeah, because again, like I said, I only got to watch bits and pieces, but I kept, like, when I looked at it, I'm like, man, this game is still 0-0. Like,
yeah, and then, like, I'm going, is that score right? Like, it's like one of the teams forfeit.
I thought
it went into overtime.
Yeah, I thought the score bug was broken.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
really
because in roller hockey, a 1-0 game in overtime, you don't see that.
I thought the score bug was broken when I was watching. I think somebody's not updating
Yeah.
it.
So
Nothing's probably went out.
right. So I didn't even get a chance to check out to see who the goalie was for the Detroit Revolution, but kudos to him. He stood on his head, and the same goes for the Galacticos goalie too. Both of them to be deadlocked at 0, and then to lose for anybody to lose in overtime like that is just heartbreaking.
No, for sure, for sure. I mean,
But
it is what it is. It happens. It's unfortunate, but
yeah, but I'll give kudos to Mike Farinelli. Always has his team prepared. And looking forward to seeing that rivalry, especially because it was the first time that those two have played each other this season. So to have two teams like that evenly matched, it's only going to be great for a rivalry that starts, building up throughout the season, and hopefully they make it to the championship round. In the championships at Taylor or Fraser, depending on which one is hosting their event. But so T2A championship game, we had the a rematch from Saturday, where you had the TFC, the Fresh Coast, taking on the Cincinnati or the Cincinnati Kings, and the Fresh Coast won the first meeting 5-1, but the Cincinnati Kings said no. We're not gonna sit back and let you guys dominate one game, and turn it into another. So the Cincinnati Kings actually came back and took out the TFC 8-1. Yeah, it was
wow,
pretty cool to see that.
wow.
Now, not that as a fan, as a
Yeah,
fan,
yeah.
I love to see that.
So
So
how? So did it go all the way? Or
yes, yes, it was definitely played into the third period. Yeah,
that sucks. It sucks to be them.
yeah. But so you had Danny Matia, Matasia, Matasia,
Go with it.
Matasia,
I'm here
yeah,
for it.
Mate and JA. So I'm like Matasia. So Danny, if you're out there listening, please write us in and let us know the actual pronunciation.
Yell
Just
at
so
them.
that I don't stop butcher, so I can stop butchering your name. I want to make sure that I do you and your family, and anyone else that has a mispronounced name, unless at this point we're just enjoying the mispronunciations, then I will be glad to do either or.
I know
But
I am.
me personally, I would love to be more accurate than incorrect on that. And then you had Matthew Fisher also chipped in with 2 goals. So those 2 guys combined for 5 points right there, at minimum for 5 goals. Those guys just came back and said, you know what, Cincy, we want to represent at our home rink, and they did. They delivered. So kudos to you boys down there in Cincy for stepping up to the plate when the Roller Dactyls, who were in charge last year.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them.
Uh, well, maybe they have a couple injuries, or a couple illnesses. But I'm
It
not
is.
counting them out because they have some cool threads. And when you have cool threads, you're always a threat.
Yeah, for sure. Just to kill, man. Just to kill. Well,
That's
that's
right.
it. I mean, it tis the season too. I mean, we still got, even though things are somewhat back to normal. I mean, we still got COVID stuff going on. I mean, you get it. You still have to quarantine yourself for at least 5 days. They shorten it, but you're still quarantined for 5 days.
Right. At
Like I said,
least.
it's yeah. It's
Well,
not,
it depend, and then it also depends on where you work at. So some places don't even care
yeah,
anymore.
yeah. They just
You
say wear a
know?
mask. Call it a day. Wear a mask.
Yeah. On the Grove City Hockey YouTube channel, make sure you please like and subscribe. Watch all our content, and again, if you're hearing something that you would like for us to talk about, or you would like to see, please write us in the comments or send us an email at Grove City Hockey LLC dot at dot yeah LLC.com. No, not .com. Make sure you blah blah blah.
So in short, yeah.
Yeah,
Just let us know what you want to talk. I will talk all day about whatever you want me to talk about. If you
that's
want to
right. Yeah,
you want to hear me talk about, you want to hear me and Ben talk about, we'll talk about it. I'll
we'll
talk
talk.
all day.
We'll talk about anything. We'll talk about the World
Listen,
Cup. We'll talk.
it is.
We're gonna.
We are Eastern time, 11:08, and
Yeah,
I'll keep going.
yeah, for sure. We got to get up in a couple hours, but we'll be, right there.
Whatever.
But
Hey,
yeah,
again, we love you all. Thank you all so much for watching. Remember, like and subscribe, and yeah, till next time.
all right. Can't
Yeah.
wait. Looking forward to it, bud.
Forward to it. Later, everybody.